Good day, everyone. You are welcome to this online session. My name is Adesina. I'm here to present to you the topic order of operation. What is order of operation? Order of operation simply means how we apply the different algebraic sign when we are solving an expression. So, for example, we have an expression that includes minus, plus, multiplication, division, brackets, parentheses, and brass. How do you solve it so that we can have a uniform result? So there are several ways of solving it. Part of the ways that we use to solve order of operation is what is called BODMAS. BODMAS. In BODMAS, what that simply means is you solve the bracket first, followed by off, followed by multiplication, followed by division, then addition and subtraction. So BODMAS. So we can also use another method which is referred to as PEMDAS. So PEMDAS. So in PEMDAS, we have the parentheses, then exponential, division, multiplication, addition, and subtraction. We also have GMDAS, GDM, then DAS. That one means grouping, then multiplying, dividing, addition, and subtraction. Then the last one is GEM, which we are going to consider this morning. GEM. So the gems, let me show you the gems. So before I show you the gems, order of operation in which mathematical operations are performed. I've said that before. Using parentheses, brackets, brass to evaluate expression. Now, this is our learning objective. At the end of this lesson, you should be able to use parentheses, brackets, brass in numerical expression when using order of operation to evaluate expression. Now, what's the meaning of that gems? Gems simply means grouping symbols. So those grouping symbols are the one that involve brackets. Then the exponential, those that involve power. The multiplication and division, and addition and subtraction. But most importantly, when it comes to multiplication and division, you must work from left to right. What did I say? You must work from left to right. So your solving must be from left to right so that you can have an accurate result. So subtraction and addition is from left to right. Multiplication and division is from left to right. Then those multiplication and division are also applicable inside brackets. So if you have an operation that involves multiplication and division, minus and subtraction inside the bracket, you still apply the multiplication and division right from left to right. So each step must be followed and work from left to right. So most importantly, is very, very important. Left to right. Now let's move to the next slide. The next slide is grouping. So what is grouping? Grouping is those that involve brackets. For this type of bracket is parentheses. This is parentheses. This is a brass, and this is brackets, and this is brass. So forget about those names. Just make sure that you solve everything inside brackets according to, you start from the inside bracket right to the outside bracket. So working from inside. So you work from the inside bracket, then to the next outside, then to the next outside. So no matter how many brackets you have, just make sure that you start from the inside. So what's the next step? The next step is exponential. Exponential has to do with anyone that is raised to power, any expression that is raised to power or that have an index. Index is the same thing as having a power. So any expression that have power, you treat them after you treat the one inside the bracket. So example of that, when you have 3 raised to power 2, is the same thing as 3 times 3, which is equal to 9. Then when you have 4 raised to power 3, is the same thing as 4 times 4 times 4, which is equal to 64. Let's move to the next slide. So that's step 3, multiplication and division. So for multiplication and division, there is no particular order of solving it. You can divide before you multiply, and you can multiply before you divide. Just make sure you are working from left to right. Is that taken? So the next one is subtraction and addition. So subtraction and addition. To subtract or to add, there is no particular order for that as well. So you can either subtract first or you add first. Just make sure you are working from left to right. It's very important. So now look at this example. Let's look at this example. So to solve this example now, the first thing we are going to do is to solve the operation within the parentheses. So the parentheses here is referred to as the inner bracket. So we have to solve the one that is in the inner bracket, which is 10 minus 3. So and 10 minus 3 give us 7. So after that, we solve the one that is within the bracket. As you can see, after the inner bracket, the next bracket is the one that has the one that has 2 outside. So 4 multiplied by 7 give us 28, because I've told you multiplication and division must come before addition, even if it is inside a bracket. So 4 times 7 give us 28 plus the 2, that give us what, 30. So solving the one inside the bracket now, we have 2 into bracket 30. So that means 2 times 30 give us 60. So we are done with the brass. Now the next one is the the breeze, which is the last bracket. So we have 72 minus 60. You give us 12. You can see that we did not apply multiplication and division here because we don't have multiplication and division in our question. So in the absence of multiplication and division, so we just go straight to addition and subtraction. And in this case, we don't have addition, we only have subtraction. Now, as this practical example. So you have to try this example on your own. You have to try this on your own. So 87 minus 2 into bracket 2, then parentheses 7 minus 2 close bracket plus 5 into bracket minus 7, then the brass. So what that means is you solve everything inside the bracket first. You solve everything inside the bracket, everything here first. After solving everything here, you start solving from the inside. After solving this one, 7 minus 2, then you now solve the next bracket. After solving the next bracket, the result you have, you multiply it by 2, then you subtract 7 from it. Then you now subtract everything you get from inside the bracket from 87. So if you do this judiciously, you should arrive at the correct answer. Now look at the second one, the number 2. Here, we don't have any parentheses. What you are applying here is just the multiplication and the division before you add. So if you multiply, that means you multiply 5 by 7, then minus, you divide 6 by 2. you will get the result. Very simple, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So now look at number 3. The number 3 involves two brackets separately. So it means you are going to solve everything inside this first bracket and everything inside this second bracket. The result you have, you now subtract it from one another. Then the last one too is the same way you do that of number 2. So if you do it judiciously, you should arrive at these results. So 64. So if you have anything short of this result, that means you need to retrace your calculation. I believe you really enjoy this class. So please like, share, and subscribe to learn more and receive more of this tutorial. Thanks for watching and thanks for learning. Bye.